Well, hello friends. I just got back up to the retreat, and as you can see, then we've just had the first snowfall of the year, and it's a pretty damn good snowfall. Everything is pristine and clean. And I thought I'd just go down and have a look at that other log. I mean, when the weather's like this, all I want to do is get beside the fire and drink a cup of hot cocoa and kind of chill out. But while I'm here, I'd like to get a bit of work done. So there's this log that I pulled out the other day, last week, and I want to take out the other end of it. Similar size. In some ways, then it's going to be easier in the snow because the log will skid along a bit easier. It's going to be more difficult for the truck because the traction's not going to be so good. So here's the log, and we're going to pull it out the same way as the other one went out. There's a little path up here. You can see how gorgeous it is here. Anyway, a bit of work will do me some good. So that's what we're going to get to today. Our friends are just like a wanderer, tingling to them. So last week I was talking about something called a log skidder, and you're probably wondering what that is. This is it. It's a plastic polycarbon cone that you put on the end of the log to make it look a bit like a starship. And what you do is, when you drag it along, it slides along the ground and it doesn't get stuck on trunks and branches, it just rides over them like a sled. So now we're going to compare what it's like dragging it through the forest like last week without one of these and using this cone. And I think what you'll find is that it's really, really easy. It's going to save a lot of time. Now, our instinct when we buy stuff like this is to look online, places like Amazon. And we've got the assumption that it's going to be cheaper. But I always like to look at the local shop first. And part of this is to support the local community. If we buy everything online, then all our local shops will close down. They close down and then the prices online go up, right? So I had a look and I phoned a couple of shops and they didn't even know what I was talking about. They'd never heard of one before. And then I phoned the old loggers saw shop called Walker's Saw Shop in NAMNAIMO. And he didn't know what I was talking about. When I described it, a big yellow cone, he looked in the storeroom and he found it right away. And the funny thing is that this is $20 less than if I bought it from Amazon. And so I supported the local shop and I got a discount. We need to think this way these days, because really what we're doing is we're just enriching a small group of oligarchs, and what they will do is they will strip us of all of our rights and all of our power, and eventually we'll become completely dependent on them. And often what I found is that you get stuff from your local shop cheaper. For example, when I bought my chainsaws for this project, then I looked online and I went to the local shop, and the guy in the local shop was willing to give me a deal. And then when I returned later, at a later date, in order to buy more stuff from him, then he continued to give me a really good discount, much cheaper than I can get it online. That's what we need to do. We need to support our communities. For example, here in Canada, well, Canadians need to stick together. That is, if we're going to survive, especially with this looming trade war coming up. So what we're going to do is we're going to install this on the end of the log and run the cable up through the forest, and then I'm going to try to film it so you can see how easy it is. So we've got our skidding cone and a line for towing the log. And what we need to do is we need to insert this line through the nose of the cone. It's got to go through the nose of the cone and then onto the log. So we'll put the hook in there. And then we can fasten the rope to the end of the log. So I don't know, I didn't do this last week. I forgot. Just put the hook around there. And then clamp it on. And it will tighten itself up as we drag it. And then we can insert the rope through there and put the cone on the end of our log. So people think I hate Elon Musk, but here I am emulating him. I'm building my own starship. This is hard work. You can see there's a path here that we made from dragging the log through last week. Hopefully it'll be a lot easier now. Wow, it's beautiful in here. Okay. Oh, this drop is frozen solid. Actually, my water system is also frozen. But luckily, when I left last week, I drained the whole system, took the water out. So that shouldn't burst the pipes or burst the head of the pump. All right, that's going to give us a good pull angle. Let's get the truck. So here's a good trick if you ever get stuck in the snow. Especially if you got one of these rear wheel drives, not a four-wheel drive, then you can pile snow up in the back of the truck and that will add a lot of weight and can help you from getting stuck. And if you've ground your wheels out, you can dig the wheels out and put the weight of the snow and the gravel into the back of the truck. And that will help you get more traction. So I thought the log was stuck on something, but then when I had a look, it's just the stopper knot. It's getting trapped in the block. I just gotta get that the other side. A lot to be said for long rope. That's gonna go fine. So with almost no effort at all, when compared to last week, I got the log to the road. I didn't have to do any digging. The only thing I had to do was change the tackle because the rope wasn't long enough. And now I'm gonna take the tackle away so I can pull it straight down to the sawmill. But basically, that saved me hours. And if I have to do a lot of this work, then it's gonna be so much easier with this cone. This is saving me many hours and a lot of strain, a lot of effort. It's generally the way of things, right? If you've got the right equipment, then life is much easier. And sometimes you've got to make a compromise when it comes to making purchases, but also when it comes to using things like plastic. I think the snow helped a lot to help it slide along. But really it's mostly this cone on the end, makes it look like a starship. So now I'm just going to pull it straight down to the sawmill, and then I think my work's done for today because it's getting a bit dark. Whatever you do, use a bowline. It's going to be a lot easier to get it undone. That's a bowline in a bite, but anyway, same thing. Easier to get it undone. So that's it, my friends. The result is conclusive, 100%. It's worth buying one of these log skidders. This sled for the log. I always liked sledging when I was a young boy. I wonder if you can sledge on this. I think I'll give it a try. So see you later.